we don't have a manager. All team members are equals. Plus, manager has the word man in it, and we prefer gender neutral.
Oh, gross. Oh my God. He said manager has the word man in it.
It's like, who has
liberals are actually hysterical. Like, there are so many things you can make fun of. What is happening?
Yeah.
What is this? Ben Shapiro's streaming service is failing?
He loves being a YouTuber.
People made fun of me for being French. DNA and me showed I was 8% Navajo. Nobody's made.
Bro, like, Ben Shapiro trying to react to TikTok clips and is so,
It's
like,
so depressing.
it like, dude, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
What are you doing, big dog? Just like do the thing that you've been doing, okay? None of this other.
Yeah, it's like watching a Korean war veteran trying to hit the gritty. It's just so depressing. It's like, can you just like do your normal thing, like say that like any criticism of Israel is like anti-Semitic?
Yeah.
You can play the violin.
Yeah, don't do this.
Stop doing this, dude.
Yeah, you're supposed
You're
to be
not
like
that
the
type of guy.
intellectual. Yeah, you're not a funny guy. Don't try to be a funny guy, okay?
Making fun of me now or my people who are victims.
I'm 13% victim.
Is he doing a try not to laugh challenge?
Order now and find out if your friends should be more.
Oh, that's so
Ugh,
gross.
that
It's gross.
sucks,
Seeing him
dude.
laugh is gross. It just like it triggers a fight or flight response in me.
I hate how like gradual it is, where he's like, I can feel some mirth rising. All right, now we're laughing.
More sympathetic towards you. DNA and me. Are you in? Hell f***ing yes.
Yeah, that is true.
Has always aspired for greater things. Believe it or not, his life has
Content.
not been reacting
I'm
to
re-
woke
oh my
TikTok
God.
compilation episode 700.
Learning how to
Despite
do
having gone
content.
to USC for political science and Harvard Law, his true passion has always seemed to be in creative writing. He's written multiple novels as well as political books.
Oh, you read his
Yeah,
novels.
we read True Allegiance. His novels are awesome. They are like the hadiths for like boomer neoconservatism. Like all the plots of all his novels are like it will always open in like Tehran, and there will be like a mullah who's like, thank you for meeting with me, the head of the cartel. Together we can work together to blame Jews for our own failures. Let's put a nuke on an airplane.
Hell yeah.
Like the manifesto on how porn is destroying society that he wrote in 2003. Walk into any high school in the United States and you can see teenagers, black, white, Hispanic, whatever, in baggy pants doing the pimp role. They imitate the dress style and the bad grammar using phrases like faux shizzle, my nizzle. The common high school greeting is sup,
Talking about Aaron
biatch.
Rupar.
Or dude, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That
I was gonna
was
say Jake.
crazy.
I was gonna say Jake Tapper.
Oh my God, I forgot about the Jake Tapper one.
Yes,
Does
dude.
does chat know about the Jake Tapper thing?
I have shown it way back in the day, but I think
I
it
think,
bears
like-
repeating. The Aaron Rupar one is like unearthed recently, though.
Yeah. Isaac Breen brought it up.
Let's see if we have like brain rotted. Do we have enough brain rotted chatters in here to figure out exactly what we're talking about? Does anyone know what we're talking about? Aaron Rupar apparently wrote for like, what was it, like a Minnesota
Yeah, it
paper or
was like
something?
Minnesota City paper.
I think someone replied to Izzy.
Izzy posted it like on his TL.
What's his username again?
His actual @ let me check.
The good old CD papers. Yeah, no,
This was.
Oh, okay. Well, first, someone immediately found the Jake Tapper article.
Oh yeah. Well, this
one's a classic.
Classic. We've read.
Oh, here, this is the one. This is the one. Yeah. I was shocked, so I looked it up, and it's 100% true. Aaron Rupar did compare the name of a recently shot 5-year-old child to a synonym for the N-word. The latter lyrics stem from the coverage of the fatal June shooting of 5-year-old, I'm not even going to say it now, George in North Minneapolis. Amid the many reports in the days after the summer's most disheartening local tragedy, City Page's staff writer Aaron Rupar dropped in a reference to being Snoop Dogg propagated slang for the N-word. Rupar later wrote an apology, but Ali and other activists still fault editors for backing out of a public discussion of the incident on the north side.
It just like Aaron Rupar was probably like 39 when he did that. Like, he's an older man. Man, I love it. I love Aaron.
Wait, it's in the replies of this, but I can't find it.
Someone will pull it up.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, I have seen this.
On his Facebook profile, Niz describes himself as, I go to school and I work all the time. I'm an executive producer, CEO, artist, father, gangsta, and a gentleman. The Pie Press reports that he's a rapper performing under the name Business. Perhaps one of his urban rappers inspired him to name his now deceased son Nizzle. According to Urban Dictionary, Nizzle is Snoop Dogg's favorite way of saying, Jesus Christ. That's like...
The entire article is like pretty bad.
Nizzle Banks' father, Niz, beat up his girlfriend's 2-year-old after boy wet his pants. Yeah, it's weird. But you know, this takes the cake. Gang banging in media land.
It's insane that Jake Tapper wasn't like deported after this.
Yeah.
Not because it's offensive, but just like, I mean, if you haven't seen this, you'll see. This is some of the worst use of language ever.
This was for Salon. Listen, to be fair, it's 2003. Okay.
There's
a lot of heat. You know, people are
2003 is a wild time, but people were still making good content in 2003. I want to iterate. Not everything was like this.
Okay.
There was funny stuff in 2003.
Yeah, woke culture killed this.
That's it. What I'm talking about is this. This is the funny stuff in 2003. This article. Look how good it is.
This is the full image.
It's so bad. Like I would give anything to hear his demands to the art department. Make them wear baggy pants and hip hop chains.
The New Republic busts a cap in the New York Times backside for hoeing out on Iraq.
It gets way worse.
This is whack, yo, said Peter P. Biddy Beinart, the much feared editor of the New Republic, as he slammed that morning's New York Times down onto his desk. Whack. True dat, affirmed executive editor Snoop Kitty Orr. Kicking it old school in DuPont Circle. Ice skim venti latte in hand. Colinzio been acting janky. One day it's all inspectors, UN disarmament. Then she busts a CK and disarmament is just an option. Dizam.
Me, dude. I've read this before. We've read it on the show, and just every time it's so physically harmful to me. I hate this so much.
If America was not a white supremacist nation inherently, Jake Tapper would have been exiled for this. Okay,
yeah. They
needed to banish him to an island, like a faraway island.
Yeah, not even for like.
How are you going to look at this and say re-education camps are not good?
Yeah, like I'm against like hate speech laws because of like what they would be in practice in America, but it's like we need something for like this. I don't know if like it would be persecution under hate speech laws or like crime against language or just what, but like you should have to like you should have to go to one of those prisons where you break one big rock into smaller rocks for like 10 years.
Yes.
If you fight this Dizam. Has anyone in history ever said Dizam?
This is so much worse than saying like jive turkey.
Yeah.
That's how black people speak.
Yeah, like what the first time I read this, that's what I thought it was going to be. Like it would just be dated, but it just like no, he's just like wholesale.
Yeah, no, he's just making up shit.
Yeah. He's like, here's what they sound like to me.
This is like you are like you have surgically removed yourself from proximity to blackness and black people in general so far that like you have never even encountered a black person by accident. That's the only way you can write an article like this.
It's just like, is he capable of like internal monologue? Can he like use his mind's eye to imagine someone saying these things and then be like, oh wait, now that I envision it, this sounds idiotic. Like no one would ever say it. This is how like a dog would write.
From the corner boomed the voice of literary editor LW Cool L, former mixmaster of JWA. His lovely young bride on his lap, a draft of Kaddish 2. This time it's personal by his side.
Is this time it's personal a rap thing? Like you idiot. He can't even maintain the conceit of the article.
This is somehow worse than Steven Crowder doing Chris Tucker as like every black person as a substitute for Chris Tucker voices. Like whether it's Morgan Freeman or Barack Obama, he has only one voice.
Yeah.
This is like that, but worse.
It's like it's so bad because like the conceit already sucks. Like there was a lot of this type of content around this time, whether it was like on the internet or like Saturday Night Live, where it's like, what if senators were rappers?
Yeah,
there's so much was like that, and it all sucked. But like he's not even competent enough to keep that conceit up. So like he says this time it's personal.
brother, I'm only talking about hood people exactly as the streamer is referencing. What? Fuck 'em uncivilized goons.
What are you talking about?
He's
Are you
like-
talking about Jake Tapper?
No, he read this. He read it. Here's the one guy who read this and was so racist that he's like, yeah, black people do talk like this. Yeah, black people in the hood, they talk like this.
Yeah. This is what all these
He's looking at it. He's looking at like a 45-year-old white man who's never been around a black person. And he's like, yeah, he knows.
Hotch.
Yeah.
Sneered Snoop.
How you want to carry it, Nom saying? He asked. I mean, what is with
Fucking
these
Christ.
homies dissing my pearl? Why did the old gray lady got a front? B Hatch sneered Snoop Kitty.
Does he just think that like
Bro, I'm telling you, like, it's not as bad as just straight up writing the N-word, but like it's close.
It's like close. It's
close.
It's like a similar amount of bad taste.
You're taking the long way home in basically saying the N-word at this point.
We're coming up on one of the worst sentences of all time.
From the doorway strode the impressive silhouette of senior editor Lil Coddle in full bling bling.
Like that's bad. That's not the one I'm talking
What up, shorty? Asked Snoop Kitty, her B Hatch. But little Coddle was serious. Bust an op-ed in its ass, yo.
Oh my God, Jake, you're so creative. The op-ed is like a gun. It's like rap. Oh my God. How it like
Few hundy miles north on 43rd Street.
Hundy?
Hundy.
Yeah, no, that's popular slang. Hundy. Everyone hates saying 100.
More like Jake Rapper with his ass. Oh.
So like,
how do you spell Hans Blix? A copy editor inquired of Reigns. H to the is
off. You.
Reigns began. But
Oh my
before he could
God.
finish, managing editor Gerald Boyd ran breathlessly to his side. Memos a flying from his pockets. Holla at me, Reigns instructed. I can't do this. I'm done.
So bad. I
can't finish this.
He can't. He either doesn't have the frame of reference or the capacity to like formulate a full conversation. So like he'll have like one half of an idea, which is like, oh, she should say, I'll bust an op-ed in their ass, or like, let's do a drive-by debate. But he can't finish the idea. So his rejoinder to his initial shitty idea is just like, oh, it's another thing I've heard in rap songs.
Yeah.
Oh, whoop, there it is.
That's so good. He's a killer,
It's
dude.
It is like.
But
Man,
remember,
we've been doing the show since 2016. We've done it a very long time. We've read so many. None of them like upset me that much. And it's not like it's so offensive it upset me. It's just like it is some of the worst use of language. One of the worst attempts at entertainment ever. It is just so fundamentally infuriating.
yeah. But Zenny Jardin,
I mean, she's the GOAT.
Yeah.
This is my GOAT, you know?
Y'all who are not from Los Angeles don't understand what Nancy Pelosi's doing to Donald Trump is. She's gangsta checking him. Ask at Snoop Dogg.
Did he reply to
He's
this?
failing. No, of course he didn't reply.
No, I thought he would. I think he'd be like,
She's
yeah,
like,
no, you're
"At
right,
Snoop
Zenny."
Dogg.
I love how her real name is Jennifer Ham.
Wait, what? What? Her name is not Xylitol Jardin?
She gave herself this like fake Stargate name, but her real name is Jennifer Ham, which I think is so funny.
Oh my God. I mean, I knew she was white, but I didn't know like that. Homie, what set you from? She was gangsta
from-
checking King Puig.
God.
Oh, dude, it's so good. Anyway, we got here because Ben Shapiro was
Right.
talking about how the teenagers in 2003 at the same time Jake Tapper was writing it. Maybe he just read the Salon article.
Yeah, I mean, they have a similar sensibility, these two,
Yeah.
Ben and Jake.
Yeah. All right, let's continue.
These
I
are
gotta pee.
ridiculously stupid phrases popularized by criminal/thug/rapper/actor Snoop Dogg.
Criminal
A
thug
not
rapper.
insignificant amount of this book is dedicated to talking about how rap is influencing America to be more sexual. The book really does read like the transcript of a Ben Shapiro video, which is why it sucks.
Sup, biatch? Rap is an art form, more appropriate to the prison yard than the schoolyard.
Yeah, normal. He has always been the same guy, I'll tell you that much.
I
Fun
forget
fact,
how
Ben
old
Shapiro
Ben Shapiro
almost
is.
got a writing slot
He
on
was like,
CBS's The Good Wife until someone found all
he's like
the
a few years
genocidal
older
and
than my older
homophobic stuff he
brother.
says, and has been saying for like 20 years. Shouldn't have
He was,
written
like,
about how
well
much you
into
hate
his
gays and Arabs.
20s
Sorry.
when he wrote this.
Besides, I don't even know what Ben
In
Shapiro would have to
2003.
offer a show like The Good Wife anyway. Maybe if it was called The Dry Wife, he would know a little bit more about that and he could write for that show. The Dry Wife. Listen, Disney Plus is bad and woke and communist. This has been extensively documented by the Daily Wire. So obviously Ben Shapiro's hands were tied. He had no choice but to start making the first anti-woke content for families and children. I mean, I can't think of any more meaningful political action
Has anyone
than
seen this video
producing
before?
right-wing
Do they know-
Bluey as quickly
Actually,
as
pause.
humanly possible and as cheaply as humanly possible.
Has anyone seen this video before? And do they know if by failing he means they're making bad content or that they're financially failing?
It's called Red, White, and Bluey, but everyone is white.
No
but for
idea?
as
Well, I guess
just
we'll go fuck
charming and
myself.
endearing as all the folks on the Daily Wire are, I mean, all your favorites are here. Michael Knowles, the 14-year-old in a trench coat on stilts, desperately trying to seem like a real adult.
Joe Biden made even more unpleasant headlines for himself over the weekend when he nuzzled the Pope. However, I found it kind of wholesome and endearing.
Matt Walsh, the guy who justifies underage pregnancy and just shows up to parent-teacher conferences with no kids. What's up? Are you guys doing woke? I'm just checking.
COVID poses almost no risk to our kids at all. 4.2 million children have tested positive for COVID. A total of 0.008% of them have died. Overall, 0.00.
You got Ben Shapiro, obviously for the sex appeal. I mean, the gang's all here. Except for the one that got fired for trying to say that the Jews killed Jesus or something. She's out. She's been sacrificed to extend Dennis Prager's lifespan an extra 20 years. But you should all be thrilled to know that they are not just making awful movies like Lady Ballers and the school shooting one and the Gina Carano.
Making bad content with bad reception. Hi, hello. Thanks for watching, you guys. Big fan of you both. Okay, bye. No, I was still in the room. Sorry. I was. Don't worry. It's so sad that we both walked away. Like, we're just like, yeah, f this video. Felix asked what I meant by the title.
Carano in the Prairie or whatever. But awful series is too. I'd call it television or TV, but none of this would ever be aired on television. It sucks. It's bad. I guess they're scripted episodic series streaming on your grandpa's computer. Get him on drugs or something else, anything else. And they're high quality too. They are good. No more woke Snow White. Me Snow.
Yeah, he wants to know if his failing isn't content or failing financially. That's what he meant, I think. Ethan is online.
White. Me. Brett Cooper. Isn't that better? You don't want Judge Judy. She's too feminist. Now we have Judge Matt Walsh. Finally. A racist judge. And he also has the humor of a lobotomized accountant? Well, sign me up. I'd pay $1,000 for that kind of content. Don't mind that these people tried and failed to work in woke Hollywood before. It was actually the woke left that got them fired. It was definitely the woke left and not their terrible work and awful minds and souls. And of course, Hollywood's woke anyway, so they don't even want to work there, even if they did have any qualifications or skills. So the Daily Wire Plus has had a number of shows for a while, but only recently are they actually investing in shows with, you know, similar premises to real shows versus weird documentaries that suck ass. Candace Owens investigates, what if vaccines actually give your children autism? Or if that's not up to your taste, maybe, you know, Candace Owens investigates, what if the guy from the Netflix one is actually guilty?
Candace Owens investigates what happens at the top of the hour to those who are unsubscribed. No need for an investigation. At the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. That's right, folks. And if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free. This is probably one of the funniest Hasanabi has, like, which is shocking. I didn't realize that someone who could be a community member for so long could also have humor in their body, in their soul. So much respect to Ethan's Online. That's shocking. Here's 3 minute break now, by the way.
The criminal justice system actually works. What, you're telling me no one has that much interest in that documentary? That's weird. Like, now they're actually investing in sets and hiring extras, or at least having a studio audience come in to watch this nightmare. For example, Judged by Matt Walsh. Miserably unfunny. Horrible show. But they have a whole set and a bunch of people watching as a couple of Craigslist actors do what I think is improv back and forth with Matt Walsh, the least funny man in the world.
I just,
But there were, yeah, there
I don't want to belabor the point, but I do want to establish that that this is a substance that you're injecting into your face, that you're buying from Korea, which is a place that doesn't exist, by the way, and then it's being sent to you in a language you don't speak with instructions you can't read, and you're injecting it not only into your own face, but into your friend's face.
The entire premise of the show is that Matt Walsh is a shallow, judgmental, uninformed piece of shit.
Okay.
How did y'all meet?
We met through a group of content creators where sometimes we collaborate.
So this was a content creator meeting?
Like a meeting, yeah.
Meetup?
Mm-hmm.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I would rather be thrown into a vat of acid than go to a content creator meetup, than be surrounded by content creators.
Not if you came to
Although
one
if I had a vat of acid, I could probably suggest they all throw themselves into it for content, and they would do it, which would solve a lot of our problems.
Like a
damn, dude, got him. Like, I get the energy. Okay, like, even then, like, the premise is supposed to be funny, but I mean, first of all, bro's a content creator himself. Secondly, it's just like, why is he such a boomer?
Bad substitute teacher. And this show does try to do what I think they believe is humor, but it's not humor. It's humor for aliens.
Bailiff, do this math. You make $1,700 on a video that has 19,000 views. How much money would he make on a video with 1 million views?
Buku.
I think we could say
a lot of money, I think.
A lot.
There's also Mr. Bircham, which I'm currently caught up on, unfortunately. It's animated in Spain for $13, and you can tell. The show is about a woodshop teacher who's
Actually
real
not
conservative in
animated
this
Spain.
crazy...
If anyone heard our Mr. Bircham episode, Ben Clarkson, the very talented animator we worked with on a bunch of things, did some extensive research. I think it's actually animated in a Baltic nation.
Yeah. Dude, own that fraud. Ethan is online with your investigative reporting. He's in the chat right now.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think that's like
Own
a
him.
major error.
No, own him. Own him for his,
I think the video is good. I just
own him for
I
his,
make mistakes. Like
own him
that
for his
too.
lack of journalistic integrity.
I wanted to tout our own original reporting that someone else did that I didn't do.
Yeah, that's right, dude. That's right. 47-month subscriber. Ethan is online. He's a fan of yours as well.
Thank you, Ethan.
Woke liberal world. Yeah, it's a terrible premise. It's so unfunny. And it's made by a guy who is almost exactly the kind of person he is constantly whining about. That's you, Adam Carolla. That's you. I like how the intro is so similar to King of the Hills.
Good point. I didn't realize that's what Adam was.
The show is a lot like King of the Hill if every character was a miserable, unlikable, bitter conservative.
¿Dónde está el baño?
No speaking Spanish in my class. Burro.
Cabrón.
The show can't engage in satire because it's made by people who are really sensitive to being the butt of the joke. I mean, that's why they made this show. Finally, it's conservatives' time to make fun of everyone else.
No phones in the wood shop.
This is an emergency. There's a cat dabbing on TikTok.
Now there's a cat drowning in a sawdust bin. Fish it out after class.
I think the Daily Wire greatly overestimated the appeal
joke
of...
in 2024.
Yeah,
that's what, awesome.
That's what fucking libtards like.
Yeah.
Cats dabbing.
Yeah. Hey, you stupid. You can't go to you'rethemanNowDog.com anymore. Try going to E-Bombs World now on your Nokia N-Gage, you bitch. Damn,
Also,
Adam, you roasted them.
Also, where is the joke? Like, where's the joke? Like, is the joke that like the stupid liberal is looking at the cat dabbing? Is that supposed to be the joke?
Yeah. This is because like this is an endemic problem with like shows like Mr. Bircham and this though. There's never just one joke. There's always 3 jokes, and like great animated shows like Primary Simpson, they would do this a lot where there's like a multi-layered joke, right? Where something's working on 2 or 3 levels. It's very quick, very witty. You know, maybe when you're a kid, when you watch, you don't catch it the first time around, but you catch it later. But my point is there's a very efficient economy of speech and actions in the joke to accomplish that. Whereas with a show like Mr. Bircham or The New Norm or really anything like this, whether it's conservative or not, they can't decide on what the hook should be for an individual scene. So they'll have like a bunch of ideas, and the ideas are, oh, we should make fun of how kids say that they need phones for emergencies, but they're just watching TikTok all day. Or, I have this really good joke. What if a cat dabbed? Or what? Wait, what if he threw the phone in sawdust? And
that's
like,
what I mean.
All those ideas are great. Let's do all of them, but they all suck, and they all suck more than the one that came before.
That's supposed to be the punchline. The punchline is him throwing the phone in the sawdust. Like, that's not like what?
But it's like that's what you have when you have like a writer's room of people who either like, you know,
car crash victims,
people who like got drummed out of minor league baseball for threatening to kill Obama, failed Hollywood writers, just like the typical people you would imagine, right, for a show like this. None of them can say no to each other because they all suck. None of them have good ideas. So every idea is great, and we have to go with every idea in this 22-minute long show. So every micro scene or little cutaway joke is a car crash of 7 terrible jokes.
Of doing the funny gay voice in 2024.
This is a smart saw.
This is a stupid store. Who's in charge here? Where's the manager?
Ew, we don't have a manager. All team members are equals. Plus, manager has the word man in it, and we prefer gender neutral. Or womanager, but that's kind of hard to say and disrespectful to the dyslexia community, okay?
It's not like they actually write any jokes for the actor to say in that voice. Or any jokes at all, really. Mr. Bircham is a wonderful, feverish window into the parrot.
Oh, gross. Oh my God. He said manager has the word man in it.
It's like who has
liberals are actually hysterical. Like there are so many things you can make fun of. What is happening?
Yeah, like people always use the example of like Mike Judge as someone who like leans right but makes really good stuff, right? And it's like I think about how Mike Judge wrote that character, basically, like the annoying guidance counselor liberal guy in like 1992, and he was a funny character because he was like tethered to reality in at least some tangible way. This is like no one has ever said this. No one will ever say this shit. This is just sitting around imagining things to get mad at and then being like, they're assholes for doing this. It makes me sick. There's not even a joke.
But it's so, like you said, untethered from reality that like who goes, well, that's relatable because I've encountered that in the real world. Like you haven't.
No, right.
It's just like not a thing that has ever happened in the history. It's not even like absurdist comedy though. Because it's just like, it only makes sense as a reference if like that is how you have hallucinated liberals in your mind.
Yeah. There's just like, I mean, here's another problem. This is a classic entertainment problem, but that, you know, many of us deal with. But you know, the longer that you work in entertainment and in any sort of, with any type of like self-sufficiency where you are capable of having it be your only income, the longer that you do it, the more divorced from like a normal life that you get, and the further away those memories of like working for a wage and things like that become, and it can get more difficult to like write jokes or come up with ideas that sort of hinge on a normal relationship to reality. It's definitely not impossible. There are people who have been very successful for a really long time and are able to do that. But when no one involved in the product, like with Mr. Burcham, has any frame of reference to any tangible real life experience that anyone's had,
Like, go outside, encounter people before you write shit like this.
Where it's all people who have only existed in the conservative think tank environment, or like a guy who was in entertainment 20 years ago and hasn't done anything since the first Obama administration, then like they don't have enough of a grip on reality or day-to-day life or what working a job is like for there to be any like appreciable texture or friction or gravity to any of it.
It's just like, it's so far removed from reality that I don't even think this is something that you see in the broader internet.
No, yeah.
Like even if you're like a shut-in, okay, devoid of any sort of human contact, this is not a thing that you have seen on the internet unless like your feed is exclusively like Bill Maher and that's like the furthest most like liberal you go to, and it's him making fun of those people as well, the imaginary grievances.
There are like tons of like funny, stupid, rad lib things out there, right? But they're all like, none of them are like this. Exactly. It's not like this. It's actually way funnier than this.
This world of conservative millionaires. The most out of touch individuals imaginable are finally given a platform to vent about their stupid fake grievances. Look how many people we can animate nodding and clapping, even though it looks like shit. Mr. Burcham is a character Adam Carolla has been trying to make work for a long time. There was even an animated pilot for the whole show in 2011.
Now, Mr. Burcham, I know you know Carver is a...
Wait, this was like significantly better drawn. In 2011.
Animation used to look a lot better. I'll tell you that.
That's crazy.
Not free zone.
Am I the only one who sees the irony in
so much better?
Yeah, what? That's like actually legible.
Animation looked way better before like the mega trend of sort of Rick and Morty and Brickleberry knockoffs. I'm not saying Rick and Morty is bad. I haven't seen enough of it to tell you one way or the other. I don't think it's bad. Probably isn't. But like, it engendered a style of animation that became very popular and very cheap.
Inventing peanut butter at a school named after the guy who invented peanut butter?
Actually, he didn't invent peanut butter.
I'm pretty sure the guy who dedicated his entire life to mashing peanuts invented peanut butter, okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's virtually the exact same thing, except with a much more contemporary 2011 grievance. Nut allergies, am I right? What is up with that? Now it's just, you know, nut allergies are woke. Still not a great premise. Still stupid. But at least it looked a little better. I mean, at least more reminiscent of what it was trying to imitate. Now it's like a blend of Family Guy and Big Mouth and shit that is from a butt. Another show the Daily Wire is currently producing is called The Pendragon Cycle. It's based on a novel of the same name about the story of King Arthur, written by a very Christian author.
What's The Pendragon Cycle generally about? I have never heard of this series, but I'm excited to watch. It is
crazy outfit
about Arthur Pendragon, ultimately, although we don't meet Arthur in this.
Bro, don't be jealous that Jeremy Boring has swag.
Yeah,
dude.
Jeremy Boring is dripped out in Balenciaga.
Dude, what is he? Why is he wearing a t-shirt?
That's a crazy outfit. This is like what every rapper who was on trial in the mid 90s wore to court.
Like he's wearing
This is such a bad outfit.
wearing a three-piece with a t-shirt, bro. What? Take the second piece off at least.
He's wearing the Elden Ring. He robbed Mesmer the Impaler.
Oh, also speaking of Elden Ring, have you been playing the DLC?
I have.
Where have you gotten?
I'm like, so I fucked up this playthrough, I think, because I quest lines. I went to I killed Rolana was the first boss I killed, and then I accidentally went to Shadowkeep and that a bunch of quests. Then I did Bellarat. So I basically did everything out of order. But I just yesterday finally went through Shadowkeep. I've killed the lion.
I'm in Shadowkeep. I haven't been able to kill the lion yet. That's my first boss too. I did like a mini boss and I clapped him. It was a human Black Knight Goal or whatever. And everyone was like, "Oh, this is such a hard boss. This is a hard boss." And it was like pretty easy. So I was like, "Oh, dude, I got this." And then I got to the fucking castle and the lion has been cooking my ass.
Tough. What kind of build do you have?
I have a dex build. I'm still rocking my late game mainline Oh, I'm in Bellarat, not Shadowkeep. Sorry. Wait, there's another lion. There's a.
It's a hippo. Sorry, the lion is in Bellarat. The hippo is in Shadowkeep.
Oh, I've seen the hippo on my TikTok timeline.
The lion. Okay, so the lion I found a little annoying, but if I remember right, I used the Milady, whatever you call it.
Oh, you got Milady before you got to the lion?
Yeah, no, I did everything in a really order. I don't know. They made it really easy for you to accidentally quest by going into Shadowkeep.
Classic From Software though.
Yeah, I have my Dex int build ready to go in the DLC, and I'm gonna try to do it more in the right order with that one. But I will say with the lion, Morgoth's Cursed Curve Sword really helped me there. I don't know how high your arcane is, but if I remember right with Morgoth's Cursed Curve Sword, it is a super high dex requirement, and it has a decently high arcane requirement, but not crazy.
It's a better Rivers of Blood, really?
It's so good. It's such a good weapon.
Do I? I'm sure I have it.
Morgoth's Curse. It's the only reason I was able to beat Millennia the first time.
I got I also I went in last night and went and got bell bearings or ball bearings, whatever the fuck they're called, so that I could get smithing stones that I could purchase. So I literally did two main original game dungeons to just go and get those. And then I upgraded my backhanded blades.
Those are so good.
Yeah, I like the weapon art on it because it makes you do a L shape sidestep. So I was gonna try and use them on the lion guy. We have shit that we need to it was lined up for you to watch, but I really want to play Elden Ring.
I understand.
I mean,